ruling outside the country. Good morning, student. Today we revise the chapter 3 ruling the countryside. The Mughal Emperor Shah Alam in 1765 appointed British East India Company as the Diwan of Bengal. The event, which happened in Robert Clive's tent, was witnessed by some Englishmen and Indians. Diwani made by the company the chief financial administrator of the territory where it ruled. It even had to administer the land and organize its revenue administration to meet the growing expenses of the company. As trader, the company had to ensure product it needed to buy and sell. Now I'll see about the how did the company get its revenue. You look the picture, a weekly market hut in Murshidabad, Bengal. The company required a large revenue income but did not set up a regular system of assessment and collection. Efforts were made to increase the revenue as much as possible to buy fine cotton and silk cloth at cheap rate. Now we look the three types of land settlement. That name is permanent settlement, Rayatwari settlement and Mahalwari settlement. Rayatwari settlement introduced by Lord Cornwallis in 1793. Under it, the Raja and Talukdar were recognized as Jamindar and were asked to collect rent from the peasant. In return, they were supposed to pay the revenue to the company. The paid amount was permanently fixed. It served the double purpose of the company as they got revenue and it was for Jamindar to invest and improve the land. Now the problem of the permanent settlement. The revenue fixed earlier was so high that the Jamindar could not pay it. Since land was not hereditary, they had not improved the condition of the land. But by the beginning of the 19th century, the prices in the market rose, leading to the expansion of cultivation. It led to an increase the income of the Jamindar, but no gain for the company. Now we look about Mahalwari settlement, which introduced by Holt Mackenzie in 1882 in northwestern frontiers of the country. In Mahalwari settlement, the collectors went from village to village to inspect the land and measure the field. The roughly estimated revenue of each plot within a village was added up to calculate was to be revised periodically and was not fixed permanently. The task of revenue collection and payment to the company was entrusted to the village headman. Now, Rayatwari settlement. This settlement in south and southwestern India was introduced by Sir Thomas Munro and Captain Alexander Reed. It was popularly known as Munro system. The settlement was made directly with the Rayat or peasant who was recognized the landowner as long as he paid the revenue. According to this system, the flow in the system soon became obvious. Revenue was too high, revenue had to be paid even if the crop failed. Instead of the Jamindar, the state became the oppressor, peasant became to leave the countryside. Student, again I revise land revenue system in British India. British government introduced three types of land revenue system. First, permanent settlement in Bengal. It is introduced by the Lord Cornwallis in 1793 and Rayatwari settlement in Madras and Bombay Presidency, which introduced by Sir Thomas Monro, is popularly known as Monroe System, and Malwari settlement introduced by Holt Mackenzie in northwest provinces in 1822. Now we look the permanent settlement. What was the role of Zamindar in permanent settlement? Permanent settlement, British government gives the authority to Zamindar to collect the revenue through peasant, and Zamindar became more and more cruel to collect the revenue. And the Rayatwari settlement, Rayat was responsible for the collecting the revenue, and the Malwari settlement, head of the group or the village accountable to collect the revenue. That's all. Student, look the different summary of all the three settlement. Student, look here the different settlement in different part of country. Students, now we look the Indigo Revolt. It is the popular known as Blue Rebellion in our history. Indigo plantation was introduced by the British but paid little amount to the farmer. This led to a revolt and farmer refused to sow indigo. The Indigo Revolt was more strong in Bengal, where many leaders like Vishwas brother, Kader Mullah, Rafiq Mandal became popular. The Indigo Revolt suppressed with the help of police and army. You look the picture of indigo plant, and this area of the Bengal where indigo revolt very popular. So I can say after the indigo revolt, indigo production failed in Bengal and the indigo planters shifted base to Bihar. In 1970, Gandhiji visited Champaran in Bihar and moved by the plight of the Rayat initiated a movement against the Britishers. Means जब ब्लू रिविलियन के बाद इंडिगो प्रोडक्शन बंगाल में कोलैप्स कर गया, तब इंडिगो प्लांटर बिहार की ओर शिफ्ट कर गए। 1917 में जब गांधी जी चंपारण को विजिट किए, तब वहाँ के नील किसानों के फेवर में उन्होंने चंपारण सत्याग्रह स्टार्ट किया, जिसका मकसद था कि नील किसानों को उनका उचित मुआवजा दिलाना और जो बढ़े हुए टैक्स हैं जिसे सरकार ने बढ़ाई है उसे ना देने के लिए उन्हें कन्विंस किया जाए और अंग्रेजी सरकार को बढ़े हुए टैक्स को वापस लेने के लिए मजबूर किया जाए। इस प्रकार से चंपारण सत्याग्रह पहली सत्याग्रह थी जहां गांधी जी ने सक्सेसफुली वहां के किसानों को सत्याग्रह की सीख दी। दैट्स ऑल। स्टूडेंट, मार्क द करेक्ट आंसर ऑफ दीज 5 questions and analyze yourself what do you understand the topics. Thank you. That's all.